This will be shapes number 5 exercise from in class. And this is pretty straightforward. It's sort of the first visual look at orthographic projection in Vectorworks. And let's see if we can zoom in. No, we really need to stay about this big, right? So if I start to look at this, it just looks like I have a big rectangle that is at -1 to -3.5, and then it goes up to +3 on the y-axis. So let's do a little rectangle tool, and we'll start at 1 and -1. I get my 2 smart lines, and I'll click, and then I'm going to go to 3.5 and 3, and I get that, and that looks good. And then I have this line that is at -2. So at -2, if I start here and go vertically, and that is my top plan view, right? So why don't I go to my text tool, and I say top plan view. And that's where my text is. And if I want to move it, I can just hover over it until I get my crosshair. And then I can move my text wherever I want. Let's take a look at our bottom view. Now, our bottom view looks like it's at -3.5, and it goes from 1 to 3.5. So let's go down to -3.5 and 1. We go here, and now I know it goes right to this corner. We'll use that corner. Now it goes up to -2.5, so that'll be my next line. We'll go up to -2.5, which is here, right? And I go over to -2, which is to here. And from here we go up to -1, which is to here. And from here I go over to -1 here, and then I connect the dot. And that completes the side view. And now my text tool, and let's say side view. I guess this would technically be front view. Right? So that's my front view. And now let's look at our end view. Now, if we weren't provided with an end view, right? If we needed to figure out what this shape looks like, that's the beautiful part of orthographic projection. And I'm going to do a few construction lines and show you how that works. Let's go ahead and first of all, let's draw a line. And we want to go from the perceived corner of this view, of our front view. And I'm just going to draw it 45 degrees. I may have to zoom out just a little bit, right? At a 45-degree angle. And it will go through the origin, right? At 45 degrees, this has to go through the origin, right? So the placement of the figures on the page is very important. Now I can project lines. I can project this line across, and I can project this line across, and I can project this line across, and this line across, and this line straight across. Now I'm going to do a shift select. I'm going to say shift that line and select that line and that line and that line and that line. And I'm going to give them all a color. And I'm going to say that they're all blue. Right? So now I have these blue projection lines. I need a couple of more. I can do this line and this line. And these are projected across from our other views. If you have two views of an object, you can create the third. Make those blue. So now it's really easy. Now I just need to draw in these rectangles. I do this rectangle here, and I do this rectangle here, right? Except I have a little, no, I'm good. I'm good. This should be my figure, right? And I can either go back and delete the projection lines, or I can select them all and make them super skinny so that they're not as prevalent. Make them all 0.5, right? So now they're little thin projection lines, all except for that one, which is now at 0.5, right? And so that's a fast, easy way to align figures. It is essential in orthographic projection that this corner be 45 degrees away from the origin, right? This has to be on a 45-degree line to the perceived corner of this view. It is then also essential that the views all line up. If you look, as we were drawing it, that line, that edge of that figure matches this edge. The edge of the two figures match, and the bottom edges match. That all three views need to line up in order to succeed in orthographic projection. And that is Simple Shapes 5.